Now that we've fused our applique to a background fabric, we need to know how to finish it. Well, aloha y'all, I'm Stacy Michell, and that's what we're going to cover in this segment, how to do the edge stitching on the inside cut of a 2-for-1 Hawaiian applique. Today's project features a black applique on top of one of our hand-dyed hula hoops. Hula hoops have been hand-dyed in a circular motion that radiate from the center out, and they're wonderful for use in the Hawaiian-style quilt. They're available in many colors, and you can order them in sets off of our website, shadestextiles.com. After fusing the applique onto the hula hoop, we want to prepare it for edge stitching. When we do our edge stitching, we like to do it through the batting and backing and quilt it at the same time. Start with preparing a backing fabric. The finished project is an 18-inch square. It's nice to have a comfortable size to work with. I like about a 24-inch square of backing fabric and a 22-inch square of batting because the hula hoop is about 20 inches. I press these 3 layers together, and then I need something to secure it for basting. I often use a stapler. That's right, just a good old stapler with a nice quality name brand chisel-tipped staple. I fold the project over to get to more interior areas. I would say I put about 20 staples in this project to hold it. Whoops, I just recounted. It was closer to 30. 4 on each side, that's 16. 2 towards the central areas, 2 in the very center. It's more about 30 staples. I think it's the removal of the staples that can damage the fabric more than the stapling, so please practice this on your choice of fabrics before putting it into a real project. Today I'll be using my Viking Designer 1. I really like it for this kind of technique. It's got lots of bells and whistles, and that makes this project go so much smoother. I definitely will be using my needle down foot up settings on this machine. We stop and turn a lot in this kind of project. What is needle down foot up? That means every time I stop and pivot, the machine stops with the needle down in the fabric and the foot rises slightly so that I can turn, but the needle anchors it in the right position. You can see that every time I'm turning, I'm also folding to keep this project in the right place and having the right section exposed, and I've approached it from the correct side so that I only have 1/4 of the project under the machine arm, not 3/4 of the project. Although sometimes it seems like 3/4 of it is under there. I use a special foot, and hey, a foot's only about $20, so it's definitely worth buying this. It's a very open-toed foot. I really have to see exactly where I am. That needle has to intersect exactly on the edge of the applique. You really do not want to run up on your applique, and you don't want a gap in the stitch showing space in between the applique and the background. One of the other great features on this machine is the speed control. That means if I turn the machine on to half speed, no matter how hard I push with my foot, I'm not going to go any faster than half speed. I can even take this machine to a slower pace than that. This is a project where you can't go too slow, but you sure can go too fast. But you also don't want to develop the bad habit of only sewing slow. There are straight places where you can pick up the speed, and the stitch will look better if you approach the straightaways at a better speed. This stitch pattern, I describe it as forward, forward, over, back, forward, forward, over, back. You want to be able to count your stitches, forward, forward, over, back, F, F, O, B, F, F, O, B, F, F, O, B, F, F, O, B. You need to know exactly where you are in the stitch because you do not want to stop on the over part of the stitch. Then you get a V when you do the return part of the back stitch. This block takes me about an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half to edge stitch. I'm on my 4th flower now. I'm almost done. I can see the finish line when I'm out of bobbin thread. I chose to use a slightly heavier thread in the bobbin. Well, the same quilting weight as I had in the top. I like that sometimes in the bobbin because it leaves a really nice quilting design on the back of the project. It also means that a single bobbin usually won't quite do this project. It's nice when you can get a single bobbin to do this whole project because this is a quilting line that starts and stops at the same place. Of course, I also use the tie off at beginning and tie off at end of stitch features on my machine. So since I ran out of thread, of course I didn't get to tie off the end of the stitch. Therefore, when I start again, I want to make sure that I overlap a few stitches and catch the old stitch in the new stitch. Well, we're done now. I've made it all the way around. One of the beautiful things about this technique is that it quilts it at the same time that it finishes the applique. The stitch that we just did went through the batting and backing. Therefore, we get an exact outline of the applique on the back side of the project. Doesn't that look great? For more information on these kind of techniques, please get the book Beyond Hawaiian Florals. Of course, it's available at my website, shadestextiles.com. We've also been using one of our 2-for-1 Hawaiian Applique designs. They're available in 4 different designs, and they're all pre-cut using an AccuCut die cutting system and pre-fused using the wonderful super soft Shades Soft Fuse. 2-for-1 Hawaiian appliques are pre-cut out of Kona cotton. It's a great quality fabric. And you know what? We've even pre-washed it before we fused it and cut it for this project. I'm Stacy Michell. I hope you found this little video helpful. I really want you to have successful projects. Speaking of projects, I'm off to start another one.